Confirmation signs that you have shifted into a higher timeline. The Tower is when things fall apart. It's a sudden upheaval of all of the energies, all the structures, all the relationships, everything in your life that is not in service to your highest good, or is not supportive or is not supportive of the highest version of yourself. It has to crumble, it has to fall apart, it has to fall away. You have just gone through an intense upheaval. Timeline shifts can happen gently, they can happen gradually. This is almost the feeling of like a spiritual awakening, where you like suddenly come to the realization that the things in your life are not what you wanted. You were just really operating by default and attracting things into your life that either you felt like you were supposed to have or something like that. I'm getting the energy of like you were doing everything right. You were doing everything right. You were like following the rules, kind of. And then you just come to the realization that the life that you have built for yourself doesn't feel like it was built by you at all, because it wasn't. It was built by a collection of other people's expectations, other people's beliefs, other people's influence. In the awakening to your own power and tapping into the vision of your own life, like what you want for your life, anything that is not that has to fall away. This feels like it happened all of a sudden. So whatever it is that you're going through, whatever has just happened to cause this disruption, trust that it happened to get you on track to the life that you want to be in. And that's kind of what takes over. I feel like you don't even dwell in this energy. I can talk about the Tower all day. I love the icky stuff. I love the shadow stuff. I love the destruction. But the destruction that happened for you wasn't because of love of destruction. It was to give you a blank canvas on which to rebuild your foundation, a blank canvas on which to create the masterpiece of your life. Destruction for the sake of creation. And you don't dwell on it. You just move forward. In our Knight of Pentacles energy, there is the mission to rebuild the life or rebuild the foundation in a way that is supportive of your highest timeline, of where you're going. So what does this look like? For a lot of people, I'm getting strongly the energy of like losing your housing situation. If it's an unsustainable housing situation, if you've been living in a place that you don't really like, if you've been paying way too much for the place that you live and you just are like, I don't even like this place. I don't want to be here. Like, I'm just here because I don't know where else to go. Something has happened to disrupt that and force you to choose something different. Choose something more in alignment with where you do want to be and where you do want to go. I'm feeling for some of you, this is a relationship. A relationship has ended, or a person has moved away from you because they were not a match to your highest timeline and where you're going. So whatever you've just been through, it is for the sake of rebuilding. As you rebuild, Our Knight of Pentacles does not want to be tainted by the past. There's this energy of like being smart or like learning from mistakes or being cautious. It's like a protection around you. Like you have this protection around you because of that tower moment that you just experienced. The Knight of Pentacles wants to remind you that that isn't serving you. That I want to be smart about it this time because last time I messed up. You're not the same person you were last time. Like, you can't mess this up. You didn't mess it up then. You had to make those choices to get in those situations, to come into the awareness that you have now so that you could go through this breakdown, so that you can cycle out of this old energy. There's never anything been off track. That feels like the most important thing in this whole message. Nothing was ever off track. You were never off your path. You never made a mistake. You were never in the wrong place. And the Knight of Pentacles knows that. The Knight of Pentacles is facing perfectly forward, not wanting to, well, the camera's reversed, but he's facing forward. Not looking back, not being restricted by the past, not being sullied, not being like smudged, tainted by past energies. It's like I'm getting the image of a closet that's just been like way overstuffed. It's like the hall closet that's just like all of the clothes that you swore you would fit into again, all of the extra folding chairs, all of the soccer balls, all of the winter coats from the last 20 years, like everything stuffed into this closet. And you open it, and every single day you open it, you're like, oof, so it's all gonna fall. I gotta get to it. I gotta go take care of this, but I don't have time. And every single day you're just waiting for all of this stuff to fall. And then in that tower moment, it all falls down. It all comes out. Like the closet just like bleh, everywhere. And then what happens next? You have to clean up the mess. You have to carefully choose what goes back in the closet. And that's the space that we're in right now with the Knight of Pentacles. You are in the space of choosing, like looking at the wreckage of your life and saying, which parts of this, if any, were serving me? What do I want to keep? What do I want to put back in this closet that I'm now reorganizing? And the Knight of Pentacles will not let anything come back to the closet that is not good for you, that is not serving you, that does not spark joy. It's a Marie Kondo thing. I feel like maybe because that's coming through so strongly, and also like feng shui, you could be really drawn to redecorating. So it could be something like not quite as drastic as losing your housing situation. It could be just, I hate my house. I hate the color. I hate the furniture. I hate all these hand-me-downs. Like, I want this to be done my way. And wanting to really intentionally choose your decor and select pieces that reflect your style. Like, really infusing your essence into your outer reality. There is also the clutter. If it's a clutter situation, getting rid of all of the junk, because if you have I can't remember where it comes from, but it's like a busy environment. If you have a lot of clutter, like cluttered shelves equals cluttered mind. And when you are mindfully and intentionally shifting into higher timelines, and you are mindfully and intentionally sifting through thoughts and picking the ones that best serve you and letting go of all the rest, the outer reality becomes very apparent and it becomes very irritating because there's more clutter out there than there is in here now. So needing to get rid of the garbage, the trash, the junk, things that used to hold sentimental value, you're like, oh, just burn it, get rid of it. I don't care, give it away. I just don't want it anymore. Really wanting to redecorate and rejuvenate your surroundings to more accurately reflect who you are now. What else in our Knight of Pentacles? Self-care of the body. Taking care of your body in a way that is sustainable. So in the Tower, could have been like not eating at all, or whatever it was, some really unhealthy habits that were not sustainable and not supportive of you in your highest timeline. And then you wake up one day and you're like, wow, not only do I hate this living room, I also hate my body. Why does my body feel foreign to me? That's because your consciousness is now in this body that is ready to be mindfully curated. Just like the stuff that goes back into your closet, what stuff are you now going to choose to put in your vessel? Are you going to start a new, this feels like exercise for some of you, some kind of new exercise routine? Energy medicine is coming through very strongly also. Starting to do actual energy medicine or Reiki, even acupuncture, something like that. Some kind of physical wellness that you are intentionally making part of just your regular, like, this is just who I am now. Good self-care. That's so beautiful. And it feels good. There's any part of you that was like, I used to feel selfish to drop my kids off for a couple of hours while I would go to the gym, or I used to feel selfish to take time by myself to go for a walk or go for a jog. I used to feel so extra to be the one at a restaurant to ask for certain things because I prefer to eat a certain way. And now it's just regular for you. You're like, no, this is what I need. This is what my body craves. And there's nothing wrong with expecting those things to be available to me. Like, there's nothing wrong with me saying this is how I take care of my body and letting it be regular. Anything else in our Knight of Pentacles? Budget. Whoa, budget. I feel like this big money dragon was like right in front of me, like, budget. So if you did not have any control over your spending before, there is, the abundance mindset, like the more I spend, the more flows in, and that's beautiful and it does work if you believe it deep down. For a lot of us, we have had to untangle some residual lack mindset, and if that's still lingering, then that mindset doesn't quite work. Like, oh, abundance is always flowing, but deep down I really think that there's not enough and I'm not going to have enough. In the releasing of that mindset, you sort of begin to adopt a new mindset that is joyfully observing your money. Budget sounds like a very disciplined sort of mindset, and it's more like a game, like gamifying your money. Setting up a budget and then just like having a good time. Watch as you don't need to spend that much. You're just like, man, my money just like sticks to me. Like I feel like I'm buying the same amount of groceries. I feel like I'm paying the same amount on bills, but like somehow I have this leftover money. And it's like a spiritual game with your money. And it's not daunting anymore. It's not heavy. It's not that dense, like end of the world if you don't have enough, kind of. Like, you're replacing that heavy mindset around money and finance with a much more lighthearted and joyful and even playful mindset. And it feels like a game. Gamify your budget. That phrase keeps coming through. So I don't know if that's significant for you, or if that's something that you've intentionally done, or if that's a tagline for some kind of investing something. I don't know. But that's what it feels like. All right. I think that's all we've got for today. Signs of shifting, more to come. Because in this collective, I feel like that's what we're all doing. Intentionally shifting into new timelines, into higher timelines. And drop a comment. What are your signs of shifting? What kind of things have you experienced as proof that you are now in a higher timeline, and evidence that you are living the life that you have always wanted to live? So that's all we've got for today. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. Take care.